Okay, Money Trees Part 4. This is the 4th episode in my series for the very, very expensive earphones in this hobby. I buy really all of them, but you don't see me comment on most of them because I don't find them to be appealing to me. They're not worth the money. What does worth mean? It doesn't match my library, something. Anyway, I'm not in the habit of stepping on other people's happiness, so I just move along. Like I said, take a graph, move along. By the way, if you're interested in winning one of the sets that put the graph up or the border, comment below this video and I pick a subscriber and give them something, and they're going to get the one that's at number 5. So let's go ahead and talk about that one. Number 5 is called the Brahmastra, and he's polishing it up as we speak, and I mean literally he's polishing it up as we speak. It has a 14.2 millimeter beryllium driver. 14.2. I'm sorry, it has two 14.2 millimeter drivers. It is an experience that I'm pretty sure you've never had in your life, and I'm a bass head, and the Arsonics ASG 2.0, the EX800 ST taped with an amp and a lot of EQ, and I've been doing this for a very long time. I've not heard anything like this, not even close, and math would dictate why that is. 10 millimeters has how much surface area on it versus 28.4 has how much surface area on it. It's like 3 times difference what I'm listening to, and it's clear to the ear. And it brings up questions about ear safety and hearing safety, but I'll talk about that in the video. Low end, the force is crazy. But if you want to try it out, comment below this video. Number 4 is the Amber Pro by Unique Melody. I think it's much like a multiverse, but with better note weight. I think it's got 2 more ESTs as well. I think it's a res beast. I like it a lot. I don't like that I had to get a DAP to get it. Or vice versa, I wanted to get the DAP, but had to get the IEMs, and now I keep them both because I love them. If you wanted to get this set, you'd have to find somebody that wanted the DAP and didn't want the IM, so it's possible, but otherwise this is kind of a unicorn. But it's a top 5 list, so it goes up there. Number 3 is the Subtonic Storm. These are the guys that took a balanced armature and split it open because it's basically kind of 2 modules combined with 1 nozzle and independently crossed over both sides. It's SLAM technology. It's crazy. They're really good at what they do, and the Storm is a fantastic set. I waited a super long time for it, but I'm putting it in lists all the time. It's a fantastic set. Number 2 is the RN6 by Fear Audio. This is a set that came to my attention from a thread on HeadFi called the Water Cooler, and I know a lot of people that comment in there regularly. They're big money, big ballers. Shot callers is what we say as a joke. And some of their tastes kind of cross over with mine. And I noticed some people talking about the RN6, and I was not a fan of the XE6 Xenon and kind of thought, I think I'll pass. And then some people mentioned some music, what this is all about, remember. And my radar pinged, and I thought, okay, I got to try this out. And I'm here to tell you that when it comes to bass quality, a combination of the bass elevation, the dB, the boost, the quality of the driver, this is the best thing that I've got. The quality of a 4 and 5 string bass guitar or the drum kit, the rhythm section, male vocals is just, and the not penalizing female vocals while still having impressive low end. The RN6 by Fear Audio is legit. The hype is real on that set. I'm very happy that it's still sitting there and it's never going to go anywhere. Nobody's going to get it in a giveaway. It's part of my permanent collection because it's absolutely amazing. The number 5 is going to go to somebody because I'm going to have another set, so that's why I can do that one. Number 2 is the Grand Maestro by Fat Frequency. This is a jack of all trades and a master of some, actually. It can be a enormous bass profile that's very similar to the Brahmastra. It just doesn't have as much driver surface area, so it doesn't slam as hard as the Brahmastra, but it can do about as much bass as you've ever heard. Or you can switch the profile with 12 drivers, 4 EST, 7 BAs, 1 dynamic. That company shares their driver count, by the way. Somebody was telling me that they were frustrated with having to hunt and find it. It's in the first page of the thread on HeadFi. They share it all. If you got a question, ask me. When I ask them, they answer me, so that's a non-issue. It's 12 drivers. It can be a bass head set, or it can be something kind of like the Multiverse, actually, in one of its profiles. So that one set, which is right there, can do both of those. It can be a bass head with tons of tech for a bass head set, or it can be something that's more traditional, like well-tuned multi-driver unique melody. Being able to do both of that secures its spot at number one for me. Now let's get down to the genres that I personally would grab these for. If I'm listening to something like Andre 3000, Baby D, Big Boy, I'm going to grab either the Grand Maestro, the RN6, because it will do the hip-hop fine. It's an amazing set, actually. It doesn't have the elevation that I would think it should need, but it just is excellent. With stuff like Bob Marley, the RN6 is probably the best. That set is really, really good. If you got that and you're thinking there's something out there better for bass guitars and drums, I don't think so. I don't know what that is. Comment below if I don't have it in my collection, because I would say the RN6 is that one. The Brahmastra is just I'll do the video for it. It's insanity. Pay attention to ear safety. That's what I got to say about that. For rock and roll, which is really a huge part of my personal library, you're looking at just like everything from Cheap Trick, Chicago, Creedence Clearwater Revival. I mean, the full discography from all of these groups. I think the Eagles, that would be under T. Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, Dave Mason. A lot of 70s stuff into the 80s. We got some Elton John right here. For that, I would take the sets I just mentioned, because I could do that with thinking that I'm getting a lot of low end. But I would think probably the Storm, the RN6, would probably be the best for rock and roll. As we get into reggae, which is pretty much Bob Marley for me, and some Hawaiian stuff, Ka'au Crater Boys, and stuff like that. If you're not familiar with Hawaii music or Hawaiian, Makaha Sons is stuff like that. I would take the Brahmastra, the Grand Maestro, or the RN6. And if I was doing classical music, I would definitely take, so let's get over to Vivaldi. Verdi, the Italian composers, and Tchaikovsky are essentially make up the bulk of what I listen to when it comes to classical music. I would definitely take the Storm, probably the Amber Pearl first. The RN6 would, again, be able to do that fine. And the multi-profile Grand Maestro. So that's how I would do it. Also, in the technicalities, I would say that number one in technicalities for me personally is the Amber Pearl. How much is that me trying to rationalize $8,000 worth of gear? That's a legit concern. But I don't ever feel like, and again, there's a lot of sets that I bought that are not quite that much, but I just move along. I don't get angry. You got to pay the cost. This is the game that we play. The Amber Pearl is exceptional. It does really, really good. It does, in fact, pair well with the K and DAP. With the SP3000 copper, it does awesome too. So the two would be the Storm. I think it's pretty close, but the elevation in the low end gives the smoothness that is a little bit different from the Amber Pearl, so I would put that number two. Number three would be the RN6 by Fear. It's better than the prior two in kind of overall, though, for me. And then after that would be the Grand Maestro, and the Brahmastra would be very close, because they both do multi-configs. They both have some late emphasis in the treble. They're both very similar in a lot of ways that I'll talk about when I do the video. But that's it for the count. The Grand Maestro is still king for me at the end of 2023, or at least into November. The RN6 is a fantastic surprise. The Storm is still holding strong. The Amber Pearl, I'm coping, or it's really as awesome as my brain is telling me it is. Psychoacoustic illusions. It's a science. It's real. And the Brahmastra number 5 that you might win in a comment below is just something you've never heard in your life. All the other sets, you've heard versions of it, maybe just not as exceptional, in my opinion. Again, this is coping going on. But you've not heard anything like number 5, because there's nothing out there that's got that much dynamic driver in an IEM listening to a library like mine, which is because I get Tupac on my wall. It's a very, very, very unique experience. And it really, really is going to make me talk about the topic of hearing safety, listening safety. What is too long? We're not talking about piercing, rip your face off treble stuff. I'm talking about throttling the eardrum, That's what this set does. Some people love that, but it's one thing to love the idea of that. It's another to listen to that for 30 minutes and then say, I think I'm going to take a break. Like, that's what this is. And again, he's just polishing up the corners, gilding the lily, as they say, getting ready for prime time. And then it's up to you if you want to even like consider that stuff. But that's my list. And you guys have a great week, but I'll probably see you in like 2 days. So I'm out.